Tell me is you still love? It's 5 a.m. and I'm right now. Tell me can we still? One-on-one, I'm in the zone right now. Tell me am I still? Telling you just how I feel right now. You say it's just a I know. I lied to you way before I had you right in some mood. Then again, I can be. Baby, I don't wanna sound righteous. I got 20 like Bisons. I just any money I pick. She ain't even really my type, and out here she been losing herself to the night shift. She been losing herself, and I get it. Oh girl, yeah, I get it. Yeah, and you've been fighting for your shot, and you've been searching.
Hey, can I ask next question? Thank you. My turn.
Hey, I got a question over here.
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Question.
Oof, big night tonight. You've been on a journey to get to this stage and join the WNBA sisterhood. Who is a player that, if you could choose, you would want to play with this summer?
Oh. Ooh, easy answer for me. A'ja Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I know that she's technically still playing, but with everything that she's accomplished so far, she is a legend to me. That is legend status. And I want to put in that same work. You know, use my skills on both ends of the court and lead this franchise to multiple championships.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she is a star in this league, and the game is better for having her in it. Have you thought about what you're going to say when that interaction happens?
Wow. I wish that I could sit here and tell you that I'd be a poised young lady. But she actually came and gave a talk at my school one year, and to be really honest with you, I can't tell you a word she said. I just couldn't hear her over the sounds of my internal screams. Just like one big loud scream, just on a loop the entire time. So yeah, I'm not super optimistic about keeping my cool. But I would love to ask for a jersey or a signature or something, though. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine.
Thank you.
On another note, the league is at a fascinating growth point right now, with viewership skyrocketing. How much of the WNBA did you watch growing up? And does the history of the game inform at all where you want to land?
I'll be real. It was hard growing up and staying locked in. And I feel like that has been such a cool part of becoming a W fan these last 5 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
We can all watch these games on TV now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look up the highlights online. We can even play as ourselves on 2K. Everything is just so available now in a way that it wasn't when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I'm going to be a part of continuing to grow this game, and it's just such an honor.
Nice. The spotlight has definitely been on women's sports these last years. How much do you think that on-court rivalries play a factor in the growth of the league? And do you think that these storylines are good for the game?
Oh, I love the way that stories are being told right now. And I think that has fueled those rivalries that you're talking about. You know, look at Angel and Caitlin. They faced off in the national championship in college, and their fans have followed them to the WNBA. You know, every matchup between those two is must-see TV. And the Fever and Sky have two of the hottest tickets in the sport right now. And when the Aces and Liberty assembled all that star power a couple years back.
Yeah.
Every matchup between them was called the Battle of the Super Teams, just pulling in huge ratings, huge numbers. And my grandma wouldn't be able to follow anything that was happening on the court, but I'll tell you, she knows all the tea. She definitely knows all the tea. And I think all these rivalries are just another entry point for the fans.
Yeah, totally agree there. Unfortunately, you just missed sharing the court with the WNBA's all-time leading scorer, Diana Taurasi, who played in the league from 2004 to 2024. She brought a ton of that spice you were talking about for so long. Now, what part of her legacy speaks to you the most?
I know I'm young, but I've definitely got some of those old school values too. And I can't look at DT's career without thinking about how she stuck it all out with one organization the entire time. It's so rare today. But you see why they're both so beloved by those communities, who really embraced them and gave them a second home. And obviously it's out of my control, but I would love to make a connection like that for the long term.
For the fans who might not know you yet, what do they need to know, either on or off the court?
Well, being a professional athlete is about more than just buckets. You play like Paige on the court, but you can make an impact like Tamika Catchings or swing cash off of it. And it's so important for me to show up in the community, for me to be a role model for all these young girls and boys to look up to. I want to be a regular at the local coffee shop. I want to run a basketball camp locally every off season. When a team is drafting me, I want them to know that I plan on representing my city every moment I'm awake.
I heard that. Okay, so I want to shift gears quickly for a couple of rapid-fire questions so new fans can get to know you. First, when it comes to a city, do you prefer a bigger metropolis vibe or a smaller, more intimate one?
Oh, for as long as I can remember, I have wanted to be on the biggest stage possible. And in my mind, that extends beyond the arena. I want a crowd everywhere I walk, team billboards up all over, restaurants open late so I can snag a bite after game night wraps up. I love the hum of a big city. I love it. The pulse of the people. I feed off of that energy. So, big city.
Let's keep this one easy. Favorite color?
Oh, blue. Blue soothes me like nothing else. My favorite sweater in the world is this warm blue color. And as soon as I slip it on, I feel like I'm just being enveloped by this big hug. And honestly, when I close my eyes and I think of that color, I can take a deep breath and feel calm. And honestly, don't tell anyone, but that's my secret trick at the free throw line. Don't tell anyone though.
Okay. How about this? On a day when you've got nothing scheduled and you can just relax on the couch, what is your go-to cheat meal?
Oh. Look, I say this with pride. I was raised on pizza. It was like actually a part of the food pyramid in my house growing up, like at the bottom of like the most essential needs. Yeah, that was pizza. And after every club game, my dad, who was our coach, shout out to the Squirrels teammates, never forget that. We would go down to this pizza shop on Main and just take down several pies. Just take it down. And before you try to follow that up, what we're not about to do is catch me up about what city makes the best pizza.
Oh.
We're not doing that. I'm not trying to tank my career minutes before getting drafted. Thanks.
Okay, I'm definitely not trying to get you in trouble. Okay, let's bring it on back to basketball. Let me ask you, does it matter to you where you're selected in the draft order?
I didn't get to this podium by being mediocre. I'm not saying this to sound cocky, but that's just a matter of fact. Club, high school, college, everything was a battle to get to this spot, to put my hard work on display at the highest level of competition. So I'd be lying if I said that it didn't matter to me, because I've risen to every challenge I faced. Put me on any team, and I will put everything I am into creating a winning culture because, well, that's just what I do.
All right. Thank you.
Over here.
For your spot that I fit it, yeah. Girl, I fit it, yeah. Oh, you think you got your groove, or you want someone like you? Tell me, is you still up? It's 5 a.m. and I'm right now. Tell me, can we still? One-on-one, I'm in the zone right now. Tell me, am I still? Telling you just how I feel right now. You say it's just a. I know. I lied to way before.
How they feeling?
Before
feeling,
I had you right in some wounds.
Feeling like some money
Then
tonight.
again, I can be. Yeah, I know, mommy, I know. It's 2 a.m. No stress.